Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy? Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back, man. And on my channel, I'm always preaching to you guys, live an active lifestyle, right? And make smart nutritional choices. Fight against the laziness, right? And always stay active, right? You want to be physically ready because you never know when an emergency will happen, right? You never know when you might have to respond physically to an emergency. I've talked about this many times on my channel, guys. And I was watching the news like a week or so ago, and you guys may have seen the same news story that I saw about these young children that survived for multiple days in the Amazon jungle by themselves. They survived off the land. And I thought that was an amazing story for these children. I think the oldest one was 13, guys. I don't know what the youngest one was, but the oldest one, I believe, was 13 years old. And these children survived on their own in the Amazon jungle, guys, for days. I mean, think about how scary that must have been. I mean, there's all kinds of deadly animals and, giant anaconda snakes and poisonous frogs and insects and spiders and, just all kinds of things that could take you out in an instant in the Amazon jungle. And these children were able to survive. And what I thought about was children in America, right? How our children are here in this country and how we're in bad shape physically in this country and how most people wouldn't have been able to survive in the Amazon jungle. Right? I don't think most American children would have been able to survive just because we're just not a very healthy society, right? We're not physically active. Those children, man, they were very resourceful. They were very smart, I'm assuming, to be able to survive. And I'm assuming that they must have been in some kind of physical condition to move themselves around in the jungle, right? Because you couldn't just sit in one spot and wait to be rescued. They had to forage for food and look for shelter and things like that, I'm sure. So I just thought that was a remarkable story, man. Shout out to those children that were able to survive for days in the Amazon jungle. I don't know how many of us would have been able to do that, in an emergency situation. I believe they crash landed there in the jungle and things like that. So just remember, ladies and gentlemen, I'm always telling you guys to stay physically active because you never know when you have to respond to an emergency situation. It could be anything in our lives, guys. That's the way life is. Life is unpredictable. That's what makes it so great. It's because you never know what's going to happen next. And you never know when an emergency situation may happen where you might have to respond physically. So remember to stay physically active. Think about your children, ladies and gentlemen, right? Like I just said, most American children, I don't believe, would have been able to survive in the jungle for days. They just wouldn't have been able to physically do it. So, we have to think about our children because they take after us, right? They follow our lead. And we're not giving them a good lead to follow, guys. We're not giving them a good example. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, fight against the laziness, stay active, make smart nutritional choices. You never know when an emergency will happen.